Hey everybody, well, are you ready for the fourth part of the Cafe Racer build? I know I am. Anyway, so got some new parts in, got everything that I need to finish up the bike really now. There's some more stuff I'll have to buy, like I'm gonna buy a wiring loom just to tuck away the wires once I get it all wired up. Gonna need to get a fuel line, but all that stuff's like nitpicky stuff. But I'll show you the new parts I got. LED headlight, pretty awesome. I'm excited to see how it's going to work. Because I'm running such a low amperage stator, I was worried about running a normal headlight, so went ahead and got this LED unit. Looks awesome quality. Just got it off of eBay. Got a new emulsion tube, which for those of you that don't know, that's in the carburetor. When you take out the main jet, there's a tube that goes up and actually changes the air to fuel ratio, like kind of how it enters in the carburetor. Anyway, that's an emulsion tube, and that one's got less holes in it, and it's supposed to atomize the fuel better or something. Anyway, bigger main jet, because I got the intake and exhaust, needed a bigger main jet, got that. This is the charging coil that I got. It's 3 amps at 12 volts, so I mean, we're looking I should have plenty to run my little tail light and the LED headlight. Got some exhaust pieces, so for those of you that watched the other videos, the muffler's mounted under the bike. Didn't have quite enough piping to make it all the way to it. Got this kit. Comes with a flange, bolts for the engine, and a couple of sorted bends. New flywheel. The flywheel that comes on the engine I had does not come with the magnets, this one and this one, that are used to charge the coil, so I had to get a new flywheel. This is a velocity stack that bolts the carburetor. Got it from NR Racing. Bolts right to the engine. This air filter will go over it. Pretty exciting. What I'm going to need to do is get the other mount on the other side of the engine. So yeah, got to get the other side mount on the engine. Got to get the tail light mounted. Got to mount all these new parts. Man, I got my work cut out for me. Here it is, about 11 o'clock here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I'm going to work on it for a little bit before my girlfriend starts yelling at me and tells me I got to get home. But here we go. Don't think I showed you guys this before, so I'm going to go ahead and start out. The first thing I'm going to do tonight is the rear tail light. Got this tail light on sale at Walmart for like $5. It's a brake light tail light combo. So it just sits like that. Made this little plate all weld to the back of it. But this is how it's going to sit. Right like that. That ought to look pretty cool and function good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and weld this on there, and then see, I drilled and tapped some holes to catch these little screws. So I'm going to weld that on there, get it painted, mount it up. We'll see how it looks. Here we go, guys. Got the welder on, got the gas on. Go ahead and mock this up. Let's get it set where we want. Tack it into place for just. Tacked up, looks pretty straight. Go ahead and burn it in. There it is, all mounted up. Looks like it'll be pretty solid on there. So yeah, I just tack welded that little flat plate on there. Had drilled the holes already to screw the plate, the back side of the light, to it. Screwed that to it. Screwed this cover to it. Got my leads coming out the back. I'll tuck underneath the seat to go to the. I think I'm going to end up mounting a battery in this negative space here, but I don't know. I'm still toying with the idea of no battery. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but got it on there. Looks pretty good. Let's go on to the next step. So for the next step, we're going to go ahead and try to mount this LED headlight. Here, compared to my hand, you can kind of see how big it is. pretty good size. I like it. I think I'm going to be able to use this factory hole here. This does come with included hardware. It comes with 2 different style mounting brackets. You can either use this prefab bracket here, or the light itself actually comes with these holes here. All 4 of them are tapped. You can put these little ears on there. Again, comes with included hardware to mount all that. And you could make some kind of crazy mount anywhere you wanted. But like I said, I think I'll be able to get away with using this mount. It's got the little notches there that'll catch the notches on the light, and that'll be able to keep it nice and stationary. I'll go ahead and get it mounted up and show you guys. There we go. I was able to get it mounted up. I was in fact able to use that factory hole and the hardware that came with the kit. Didn't have to scrounge for any crazy sized bolts or anything. And I said, this long bolt here just runs all the way through and pinches down. Those teeth on the mounting plate grab the teeth on the light itself. Thing looks pretty awesome. It's real slimline. I'll have to adjust the angles and everything once I get power to it, but for right now that's a good start. Tail light, headlight. Let's move on. So guys, I went ahead and started messing with the exhaust. I got all the pipes cut to length to slip into the muffler there. I got them sitting here. They're all tacked up on the bench. So I'm going to go ahead and finish weld those and then slide it on the bike so you guys can see the finished product. Got the exhaust all mounted up. Comes out of the head here. Comes down. Hooks right into the muffler. Got the muffler down there mounted. Looks pretty awesome. I'm going to have to call it quits for the night though. It's getting pretty late. But I checked it. I sat on it. Shouldn't have any issues with leg clearance or anything. It does stick out a little bit. Worst case scenario, I can just heat wrap it. God knows I'm not taking it back off of there. It was a pain. Like once you get everything welded up, you have to mount the header pipe and then leave it loose. Then try to shimmy the muffler on there because it's just a slip-on and it's all tight in there. It was a pain. Anyway, it's on there now. Looks good. Hopefully it sounds just as good. I'll get a video of that here soon. But like I said, calling it quits for the night. Got the headlight, tail light mounted, and the muffler and exhaust. Thanks, guys. On to the next step. Went ahead and pulled the carburetor off. Got it sitting over here on the bench. Took the bowl off. That's easy, pretty self-explanatory. 1 bolt holds it on. Took it off. Now down in here you can see it's that's the main jet. I went ahead and got a new one of those because the intake and exhaust, it's going to be letting a lot more air flow through the engine, so need to supplement that with the fuel. So I went ahead and got a bigger main jet. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out, and you'll see, it's kind of hard to see. I'll show it to you when I get it pulled out. But there's an emulsion tube behind that, and that's what helps atomize the fuel and mix it with the air. I got an upgraded one of those as well. I'll show it to you all on the bench, and then we'll put it back together. Got them out. This is the stock emulsion tube, the stock jet. You can see just right off the bat one of the main differences right here at the top. That's the part that would be closest to the jet. Got a little tiny hole. New jet, huge hole. It's got 5 little holes up and down on 3 sides, and this one has little tiny holes. And again, that's just to help mix the air and fuel going into the carburetor. This is the larger main jet. Looks the same, but it's stamped on the bottom, and the hole on the inside there is a little bit bigger than this one. We'll go ahead and put it all back on the bike with the new air filter, and we'll see how it looks. There it is, all mounted up. Looks freaking huge. But I already sat on it, clears my foot fine, so it'll be okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some oil in it to break the engine in. First off, just to get any machining castings or anything out of the engine. You start it up, run it for 5 minutes at an idle with some shitty oil in it. and then turn it off, drain that oil out, and then you can put the oil of your choice in there. I'm going to put Mobil 1 full synthetic in there. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put the oil in it and fire it up, let you guys hear what it sounds like. Got the oil in it, going to go ahead and start it so you guys can hear what it sounds like. So that I just did for 5 minutes of running, let it break in. So now I'm going to go ahead and drain the oil, put the good oil in it. We'll be good to go. Here's where I'm at now. Went ahead and took the rear wheel off so I can go ahead and get the sprocket started. I did wire up the headlight and tail light, started the motor. I'm going to have to get an LED tail light because the incandescent bulb that was in there is actually drawing too much load and wouldn't even let the headlight kick on. So anyway, right now I have the rear light pulled. I'll go ahead and start it up so you can see the front headlight. There it is, LED. It's bright as could be, so that's going to work out great. Went ahead and took the sprocket, put it on the drill press. Had to take the old sprocket and measure all 4 sides, make sure I had it lined up. These little holes here are the factory holes that obviously are not going to work for this application. So I got this is the old sprocket on this side, this is the new one. I have to mill out this center section. You can see the new sprocket is a little bit smaller and it won't sit on this, I'll call it a hub-centric ring. Won't sit on that, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Dremel and run it around there a few times.